From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Wednesday, November the 2nd, 2022. While votes are still being tallied in Israel, some 90% of the ballots have been counted, and it appears that former Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is the winner of these most recent elections. The Central Elections Committee's results as of 6:42 p.m. local time in Israel tonight showed Netanyahu with a significant lead, and he was predicted to win 32 seats for his Likud party, which together with the right-wing bloc is expected to get him 65 seats in total in the 120-seat Knesset, an easy majority. Although those numbers could still change. U.S. Ambassador to Israel Tom Nides wrote, "It is too early to speculate on the exact composition of the next governing coalition until all the votes are counted." Nides said, "I look forward to continuing to work with the Israeli government on our shared interests and values." Meanwhile, Israel's Defense Minister Benny Gantz affirmed that he and his party would sit in the opposition of a presumed Netanyahu-led government, saying, "We respect the decision of the voters, and after the formation of the government, we will serve as a responsible and state opposition while we continue to build the state camp," the name of his party, as a growing alternative. Israel's President Isaac Herzog's office was cited by the Times of Israel, saying that he will begin meeting next week with representatives from the various parties in the next Knesset in order to determine which lawmaker to charge with forming a future government. And some Jewish organizations took to social media after the initial election results from Israel. The Jewish Federations of North America wrote that they respect and salute Israel's vibrant democratic process, which allows all Israelis a voice and vote in forming their government. "We look forward to working with the government selected by the Israeli people," Federation said, "as we always have, to support Jews around the world and strengthen the relationships between Israel, the North American Jewish community, and our government leaders." B'nai B'rith International wrote, "We are heartened by the historic turnout, which is at its highest this century. Israel proudly exemplifies what it means to be an engaged, participatory democracy. We look forward to working with Israel's next governing coalition on issues critical to the future of global Jewry and the Jewish state." An IDF soldier was seriously injured in a deliberate car ramming attack today in the West Bank. The incident took place, the IDF said, at the Maccabim security checkpoint near Modi'in. The IDF said a terrorist arrived in a car at the checkpoint and ran over an IDF officer. The terrorist then got out of the vehicle armed with an axe in order to attack the officer. Well, despite being seriously injured, the officer shot at the terrorist and neutralized him. The unit commander later spoke on video, saying the seriously injured officer was given life-saving first aid by his troops at the scene and then taken to the hospital. The Times of Israel later said that the officer remains in serious but stable condition and has regained consciousness. Israeli Prime Minister Yair Lapid praised the officer's actions and wished him a speedy recovery, saying the security forces are active and alert for any event and any attempt to harm the citizens of Israel. We will continue to initiate operational activity to thwart terrorist events. 5 Israeli universities made it into the top 50 schools in PitchBook's 2022 ranking of the 100 undergraduate programs ranked by startup founders, tallied by the number of alumni entrepreneurs who have founded venture capital-backed companies. Tel Aviv University came in the highest of the Israeli schools in 7th place, just following Cornell. The Tel Aviv school has made the top 10 for the last 4 years, where it held 8th place. The Technion ranked 15th, Hebrew University 31st, and Reichman, which was previously the IDC of Herzliya, 38th place, with Ben Gurion University at 45th. The number 1 spot on the ranking, Stanford. Tel Aviv University also ranked well for the graduate section of PitchBook, coming in at 14th place, Hebrew U at 32nd, and the Technion at 36th. Well, today marks the 105th anniversary of the Balfour Declaration, issued on November the 2nd of 1917 by then British Foreign Secretary Lord Arthur James Balfour, affirming the Jewish people's right to a national home in Israel. Jewish organizations paid tribute to the momentous event on social media today. The American Jewish Committee noting that it was the first political endorsement of Zionism by a great power. The Anti-Defamation League saying it brought the Zionist dream one step closer to reality. The World Jewish Congress saying it was the first major international recognition of the right of the Jews to a home in their ancestral land. And we have special programming commemorating the Balfour Declaration here on JBS tonight at 8 and 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Wednesday, November the 2nd at 7 o'clock. It's Talmud Study. At 7:30 for Jewish Book Month, Congressman Jamie Raskin talks about his book Unthinkable, his memoir that recounts the harrowing early days of 2021 that changed his life forever. That's with Rabbi Avraham Bronstein at the Hampton Synagogue. At 8, Daniel Gordis talks about the significance of the Balfour Declaration. At 9, Mark Golub sits down with Marty Appel on L'chaim. At 10, Stephen Bayme of the American Jewish Committee describes the history of the Balfour Declaration. And coming up next, it's Thinking Out Loud. And that's the JBS News Update for Wednesday, November the 2nd, 2022. I'm Teisha Bader. Stay healthy, stay well.